It's frustrating when governments and organisations speak about people who've been sexually abused or sexually violated in childhood as survivors, as if the term applies to a separate species of human being. I think when you realise that every fifth child in Europe certainly will be sexually abused or sexually violated at some point before the age 18, that means every fifth adult walking around Europe or the world was sexually violated. So we're just talking about 20% of society. So when we use the term survivor, for me, it just means a person who's had experiences that they can speak with authority on. I began to speak about what happened to me because I realised my uncle was still in contact with children. So I was motivated not by revenge or compensation, but through child protection. They're realising that by saying nothing, I was allowing him to continue. And many survivors say they don't feel strong enough to go through the legal process. I would say that you are stronger as an adult than the child that person might abuse tomorrow or next week or next year until you say something. And I can say that as someone who, from Scotland, I feel very privileged. From the Global Forum today, I realise that other countries, people don't have the access to justice that I have, or people in Scotland have. So I would encourage anyone, certainly within the UK, if your offender is still in contact with children, to make a report immediately. I never intended to become an advocate. I think speaking out was initially to stop my uncle, and then I realised that I have a voice when many survivors and victims don't have a voice. And so it became automatic that I would continue to speak. And so I found myself, through the work that I do, speaking on national platforms and then within the United Nations, and now it's just a natural progression. And we're now speaking on a global platform as someone who was sexually abused in childhood. It's not somewhere I ever imagined I would be, and it's a pathway that my uncle put me on when I was 4 years old. But I feel very privileged to be part of this discussion. What happened to you was not your fault. And you can fully recover from what happened to you. You can fully recover. It will be difficult, but it is possible.